Hi and welcome to episode 8 of season 2 of A Brief History of Nothing. I'm in fact James.
And I'm in fact not James. I'm Ray.
I'm Ray and I'm not Ray. Anyway.
I'm a little ray of sunshine.
Okay, whatever.
Okay, now, what is a Jack and Draker?
Jack and Draker. He's 18 now, but when he was 15, he came up with an idea to revolutionise the diagnosis of pancreatic cancer.
Okay, well.
And, well, he had a dear adult friend of his die of the disease. And, of course, I mean, we've known people too.
Yes,
yeah.
people that we've known and been related to, as, well, in your case, related to.
Yeah, of course, yeah, my maternal grandmother
Died of pancreatic cancer.
Yeah.
And a family friend also died of pancreatic cancer.
And, yes, and because it's basically symptomless until basically the ship has sailed.
Yes, well, yeah. Also, Michael Landon, who's famous for Little House on the Prairie and Bonanza, he died of pancreatic cancer, and so did Patrick Swayze.
Yeah, so it's basically a death sentence because it's symptomless until it starts to spread.
Yes. Well,
and you don't until you start getting chest pain and abdominal pain, and you're like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, yes, that's exactly right. Usually it shuts down another organ like the stomach or a liver or something, and that's when they pick it up. But by that stage,
it's all over.
It's all over, Red Rover.
So this Jack and Draker guy, when he was 15, he came up with an idea to as a fast diagnosis, because the tests for pancreatic cancer, you had to get like a big vial of blood and send it off to a lab and the rest of it. But he figured out that in people with pancreatic cancer, as well as what other cancers was there?
Ovarian cancer and lung cancer.
And lung cancer. I knew I was about to say liver, but no, it starts with L, but it's not the liver.
No.
He figured out that there's this particular protein, and it's in everybody. Everybody has this protein in their bodies naturally, called mesothelin, but when you have those particular cancers, it's particularly elevated.
Right.
So he figured out a way of basically coating a piece of paper in carbon nanotubes, in a network of carbon nanotubes. And so what happens was, he also then, on top of the carbon nanotubes, he puts antibodies, coats them in like a plasma or coating with antibodies.
Yeah.
And so a drop of the patient's blood is then put on this piece of paper.
Yeah.
And when the antibodies eat this mesothelin, they swell and they sort of bend the nanotubes, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And it changes the electrical resistance of the paper.
Right.
So that can take about 5 minutes to pick up. And he's got the patent on it, and it should be rolled out very, very soon. We're hoping.
Right. So, but interestingly enough, the reason why pancreatic cancer is so lethal is because of the fact that they almost never pick it up early.
Yeah.
And even pick it up late. So if they pick it up early, then they can. You can live without your pancreas.
Yeah.
I mean, you're a diabetic.
You are a diabetic, but you're a diabetic.
Yes. Yeah.
Your pancreas has decided, no, I'm sorry, I've had enough of this.
Yeah, I'm out of here. Yeah. Well, yes. But so I mean, okay. So you might have to live like a very strict diabetic, but you're alive.
You have some quality of life.
Yes, and with the treatments in diabetes these days, it's coming on in leaps and bounds.
And of course, I think they've been working on patches, like you don't have to, if you're insulin dependent. I know you're not insulin dependent, I know you're type 2.
Mm-hmm.
But for people with insulin dependent diabetes, you don't have. They're making ways so you don't have to have an EpiPen to inject insulin anymore. I think there was one group working on an inhalation, an inhaler, and another one was working on like a patch, like in the patches they use for like smokers and things to quit smoking.
Yes.
They were working on that as well. So they're working on things you don't have to.
Yes, and they're also working on syringes that don't actually inject into you.
Yeah, they like Star Trek, where they like spray blasted like a fine mist in there, which it leaves a bit of a mark, but it's not as invasive as a syringe.
Yes, that's right.
So this guy, he has a book out called Breakthrough. It's about his life, basically, because he is this guy is actually gay, and he's
quite effeminate too.
He's quite effeminate, and he got bullied by it.
Well, yes. An effeminate gay man, he may as well have Target painted in the middle of his back, because
pretty much
homophobes just...
Yeah. And so he was severely bullied about it. He was severely bullied about the fact that he's nerdy. And so he threw himself into science as an escape, basically. And this is where he started working on these ideas and found these particular articles about this mesothelin proteins and levels of it in your system when you have cancer. So that's where he came up with it. So basically he's turned a negative into a positive and improved the lives possibly for hundreds of thousands of people to come.
But didn't he have to apply to a lot of laboratories to get space?
Yeah, he emailed 200 professors asking for lab space and lab time. 199 of them rejected him, and one of them gave him an okay, but it was a very sceptical okay.
Well, at least the man was that open-minded. I'm assuming it's a man?
It was a bloke, yeah.
Yes, yes. I'm pleased that he was at least that open-minded.
Yeah. Anyway, so our science experiment this week.
Yes.
We're going to try this again. We failed last week.
Yes. Our voltaic pile was a pile of not voltaic.
No, it wasn't very voltaic. I'm sure Alessandro Volta is just rolling in his grave.
Yes.
Anyway.
And all the other people who did the stuff
for a living. Oh God, please, just no, please.
Yeah, stop now. Yeah. No, we're not going to stop now.
No, we're not. Anyway, would you be so kind as holding that up to the camera so the nice people at home can see? Alrighty, I have here 2 beakers of salt water. And we're going to see if we can get a voltage out of this again. Again. Alrighty, let's coat this. Are you getting anything?
We hit 2.
Oh.
0.2. We're now down to 1.5. Oh, we hit 0.2. When you press on it, we hit 0.2 again. No?
No. You know what? We'll try it again. We'll try and pull that in.
No, you.
No. We're not getting now. Try and put the other beaker of water in.
And it's dropping. Oh no, it went up, now it's dropping back down again. And we're going up.
Down and up and down and up and down. And I think that's a fail.
Yes, I think that's...
It's a fail.
Yes. We do fail very well, but we also do bubbles too.
We're doing bubbles. We're bubbling. There's a chemical reaction happening in this container. We can see it, but we can't show you. We have nothing to show for it.
We can show you a bubble.
We can show you bubbles.
Yes. Well, it's not a complete failure. We made bubbles.
We bubbled. Well, we're using table salt, so I'm hoping that, because sometimes when you use table salt for these things, sometimes the chloride can turn back into chlorine.
Okay.
So it may smell.
It does smell, in fact.
It's good, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh, it's good. That's chlorine.
Making bubbles and smell.
Bubbles and smell.
Yes.
We didn't have to actually hit any Mexican to do it.
No. Yay.
Anyway, okay. Who got born?
Who got born on this day? Well, you might have heard of a chappie. His name is Barry Gibb.
Yes.
A little known fellow. Had a couple of brothers who have since passed away. Had a couple of hit songs. The Bee Gees.
Yes, like Saturday Night Fever and Staying Alive, Speaks and Specs.
Yes.
A few of them.
Yes. Now, Dr. Phil. Oh, well, there you go.
Dr. Phil. He turned 65. Well, Barry Gibb, he turned 69 today. Philip McGraw, TV personality, he turned 65.
Yes. Craig McLachlan, Australian actor, and, well, very big in England as well. Was in Neighbours and Home and Away, one of the very few actors that have both of Australia's big soaps. He has been a star in both of them. His last seen on Australian TV on the Dr. Blake Mysteries. He turns 50 today. Oh, and another one. Yvonne De Carlo, Mrs. Munster. She's probably best known as these days. She started out as an actress in movies during the 50s. I think in the late 40s too. She, most people think of her as an American actress. She wasn't. She was actually born in Canada. So
It's like William Shatner. People think he's an American. No, he's a Canuck.
He's a Canuck, and so is Christopher Plummer, who played Captain Von Trapp in The Sound of Music. He's a Canuck too.
He's a Canuck.
Yes.
And Natalie Bassingthwaite.
Natalie Bathing.
Bassingthwaite.
It's not a name you want to say drunk, is it?
No, you might offend somebody. She turns 40, and Joe Troman. You may not know that name, but you may know the name Fall Out Boy.
Yes.
Rock band. Joe Troman is the lead guitarist.
Not bad is the Fall Out Boy. Not bad at all, actually.
He likes modern rock. Oh my god. He likes contemporary rock music. John Troman, he turns 31. What actually happened today throughout history?
Well, yes. Well, Emil Berliner patented an interesting device. Explain the device.
He called it a lateral cut flat disc gramophone. And if most people go, what the hell's that? Most of us call that a record player.
Yes.
So
for playing my favourite form of music,
non-compact discs. Yes, that's the one.
Okie dokie. Now,
and
Alberta and Saskatchewan.
I was about to say, speaking of Canada.
Yes. 1905, they became provinces in their own right.
In Canada.
Yes,
we have a sad one though. 1939.
Yes.
Guy with a funny moustache decides that his next door neighbours just need conquering.
Yes. Off he went. Yeah. And Germany invaded Poland on this day in 1939, and the Anzus Treaty. Why did I say that like a German?
Anzus Treaty.
Yeah, the Anzus Treaty was signed by the US, Australia and New Zealand on this day in 1951.
For those who are going, what the hell? Even I was a bit, what the hell is that? It's basically a mutual defence pact.
Yes.
So if one of us gets invaded, the other two decide to come and help.
Well, in this case of America, it's consult.
It's consult?
It's consult.
It's
not
like
necessarily help, but consult. If they deem it necessary, they will help.
So if Indonesia decides they don't like us for some reason, they will go, Mr. Obama, help, I'll consult people.
Yes, they probably would. I mean, they've got
and
interests.
it's like, we've got a couple of aircraft carriers, we just got to take them across the Pacific. It's the only slight little drawback with that.
Yeah. Now,
1985.
The wreck of the Titanic was found by Dr. Robert Ballard. Yes.
And also, coincidentally, in 1998,
yes,
by coincidence, the movie Titanic
was released on this day in 1998. Yes.
Also, 1998, for those who are a little bit geeky,
The Philosopher's Stone.
Yes, introducing a little-known character called Harry Potter.
Yes.
By a little-known lady by J.K. Rowling.
Yes, who was actually J. Rowling, but she added the K for interest's sake.
Yes, her name's Joanne Rowling, and I don't know why the K.
Because she can.
Because she can, even though can starts with C.
Right.
Anyway, alright.
Well, if you're a German, though, it would start with K, because there's no C in German.
I had a feeling they use C for a few things, but not as a hard K noise, like English. Because English is weird.
Yes, well,
English is also
don't they
hard.
use a C for an S noise?
Yes.
So, but yeah, like K.
K, like English can't figure out if C is a C or a S noise or a K noise. It's like a Q. C and Q are completely just arbitrary. We don't need them.
Yes, yeah, we could get along quite fine without them, but...
Anyway.
It's like W.
Yes, which is actually used to be a double V, but the V and U in ancient Rome were interchangeable.
Yes.
And isn't it V... U, V and W were once one letter.
I think so. I think they were, actually, yeah.
So we used to have a 24-letter alphabet
but
back in the day.
Yes.
But now we had like north of 30, because then when the Germanic peoples came in, we decided, no, we need about 30.
Yeah, now we've trimmed it back to 26.
26. We can still trim it back. We need to trim back the alphabet. It's too complicated. Anyway.
Alright.
Well, that's us.
Okay. See you on the dark side.
And, if you like us, like.
Hit like, subscribe, share, tell everybody that you like, and tell everybody that you don't like if you wish to inflict us on them to have a look.
Yes.
There you go.
Alright, see you on the dark side.
Bye.